Guys, you see how weird our sailboat looks? And it's looked weird for the last like 2.5 years.
We lost our mast already.
We're gonna start by opening up our new boom.
Our mast is here.
Today is the day that it's gonna stop looking weird because we're gonna be putting our mast up today. The crane's gonna arrive in about an hour. We have a little bit more prep work to do before we can put it up. And then Uma's gonna be a sailboat again. Last night we were burning the midnight oil to finish up all the electrical and make sure everything was ready for this morning. So we've got all the new wires run down through the mast. We got the spreader lights hooked up. We tested all the lights and they all work. Not much left to do. We have to double check the rig. Once the mast goes up, we'll be trimming the rig, swaging the ends, and then putting the turnbuckles on. But we have to do all that with the mast up because it's a new mast, and so we have no idea the exact measurements that the rig needs to be. So that's why the guys from John Mast are here, so that they can make sure that it's properly set up, tuned, adjusted, and secured so that we can go sailing someday soon. It's exciting. You guys want a tour? So starting at the top, we have our wind transducer. It's invisible.
It's a new technology.
Very well. It's wireless. It's waterproof. It takes zero electricity. No, this is the base for it. It sticks out off the front, tells us the wind speed and direction, but we took it off for the hoist so that it doesn't accidentally smack on the crane line and break. So that goes there. Anchor lights here. Back here is the classic Windex that tells us an analog version of wind direction, and we built a little light for it. 3D printed a little base, put a little red LED in there, so it shines up at the Windex. So when we're sailing at night, we can look up and see it, which is awesome. We got all the plugs for those hidden underneath the side, so they're out of the way for chafe and light and UV and rain, and easy to disconnect. So if we need to like take the anchor light off, we can just pop it off, pull the plug out, take it down. VHF antennas on the side as well, just like a classic stainless steel whip. Pretty basic because there's nothing fancy about a VHF antenna. And on this side we have this little fluffy thing, which has something to do with lightning, and we are making a lightning protection video, and we will get into that later, but not today. Underneath that, we've got all the rigging. This mast is set up quite a bit differently than our old one because we are having 4 head sails. So up here at the top, we've got a halyard for the spinnaker, our code 0, which we had before, and our spare halyard. And then this giant fixture is where the forestay is going to be attached. And underneath that is going to be our halyard for our larger Genoa. Underneath that is going to be our Solent stay. Underneath that is going to be the halyard for our Solent rig. So we're going to have 2 roller furlers on the bow. So we can just have a much larger assortment of head sails rigged and ready to fly at any time, which is very exciting. And then there's a whole bunch of nothing until we get down to the spreaders. These are for our laser jacks. And then radar's installed. And then underneath we've got our steaming light and our foredeck light, also on a Deutsch plug, so that we can just pop this whole assembly off if we need to. Lights tend to fail a lot quicker than wires do. So this light's also pretty cool because we can just like take it off, take it down, put it back on. If it ever dies, we can just pop out a new one. And then last night I finished wiring up our spreader lights. These are pretty cool. They are by lvanTheTerrible, which most of our lights are by lvanTheTerrible. And these ones have red and white, and they're both dimming. So at night we can have like a nice subtle dim red light or a bright red light, so we don't lose our night vision, or we can go full daylight mode if we want to. Also on plugs, so we can pop those off if we need to. And that's wired up and down through the mast here. These giant chunks of stainless steel are for our lower shrouds. This is the lower forward. This is the lower aft. This is, I think, 6mm stainless, and I think what we had before was like 1.5. So it's a solid 3 times stronger. Plus it's got 2 bolts going through the mast instead of just 1. So it's got super, super strength. And then these 2 sheaves and these 2 fair leads are for our 2 downwind poles. So because we have 2 head sails now, if when we're going downwind, we can just wing on wing our 2 head sails and not need to worry about a spinnaker. These are the tracks for our downwind poles, so we can store them on the mast, and they're already rigged, so we can slide the cars up and down and adjust the height. And then we've got all of our halyard exits for the main, the spinnaker, the genoa, the spare, the jib, the storm jib, the topping lifts for the 2 poles. And then we've got winch bases down here because we're still going to have mast winches for the spinnaker halyard, genoa halyard, jib halyard, storm jib halyard. So we'll probably use a spare halyard or a topping lift for that. And then this is our new gooseneck, which is beautiful. This is where the boom is going to get attached, and it is machined aluminum, which is pretty cool. One of the reasons why we like the work they do at John Mast, because they do a lot of machining of their own aluminum parts rather than casting them, so this is a lot stronger. The boom's going to get attached here, and then we've got, looks like the cutout for where we can put our sail slugs in just above it, which is awesome. And then down here is a matching one for the boom vang, which we're now going to have a hydraulic boom vang, which makes me super happy. And then just underneath it is where our boat deck is going to be. It looks weird when it's laying down, but it'll all make a lot more sense once it goes up, I think. We also have this other stay down the side of the mast here that you can see. It's tight, and that's a secret. We'll tell you later.
Why is it a secret?
Because it's cool, and I want to build suspense.
Okay.
If you guys can guess what this is for, it's attached just below our lower shrouds, right here above the gooseneck for the boom. If you can guess what this is, I'll give you a cookie. We also have 2 conduits riveted to the inside of the mast, one going all the way to the mast head and one going up to just below the spreaders, which is amazing. Previously, we didn't, and then in Puerto Rico, we tried to install a conduit in the mast while the mast was up, and that was exciting. It did help, but it wasn't great. But now we have like an officially factory installed conduit in the mast, and they're quite large, and it makes running wires so easy. We were able to wire the entire mast yesterday, even though it took us 19 hours. Then all the wires come out here. And then we're gonna build all the plugs and connectors for that once the mast is installed. But that's the whole mast. The guys from John Mast are coming back soon, so we can like finish rigging it and make sure everything's good, but I'm excited. Oh, and we're gonna put our furlers up once the mast is up too. This is our new boom. We are gonna have mid-boom main sheeting. So this thing has been beefed up from what we had before because it's taking all of those main sheet loads right in the middle rather than on the end. We're also gonna have all of our reefing lines run internally, and we finally have an out haul so we can control the lower section of our sail. All very exciting things. We also have a hydraulic boom kicker this time, so we're not gonna need a topping lift on the back of the boom. This thing's a beast. It's gonna look so good up on Uma. All right, we're ready to put the thing up. It's a bit of a circus, but I think it's gonna go smoothly. I have faith. Those on, we should put a line around at least one of the ends so we can control it probably too.
This is it, guys. It is finally happening. After all these years working on the boat, it really feels like we're getting so much closer to being out there again. And you guys can understand how big of a moment and how massive of a milestone this is for us. But we only get to do this once. So while Dan and the guys from John Mast are going to focus on getting this giant thing onto the boat, my job is to make sure that you guys get to experience it with us. So I have all the cameras, the handheld cameras, the GoPros, the phones, the 360s. I have them all over the place, on the boat, on the mast, on the crane. And I am not missing this shot because this is huge, and Uma is finally becoming a sailboat again today.
right, this is it. Our mast is about to come in. Not that much further. Beautiful. Okay, it's on.
It's on.
Yeah, 1 centimeter. And it's on. That's contact.
Contact.
Yep.
Perfect. We just wait. Is it good? Wait.
Yeah, it's on. So the whole boat's leaning forward.
Yeah.
So the mast kind
will
of
be
probably
pushed,
following
yeah.
it a little bit.
So hopefully we see that this aligns.
There will always
So-
be a gap.
Be a little
That's
gap
fine.
in the aft because when you sail,
Yeah.
it has to go back on the.
Yeah, exactly. It's better than it was before.
The Earth is round. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah.
Super.
All right.
Fint, man.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
Thank you guys. Successful mission. All the stress and all the anxiety can just fade away. Well,
let's get that thing strapped down, yeah?
we need to get the crane out and see if it stays up.
I have a point here on the turnbuckle here, where the wire goes into. This stop here is where the wire goes into here.
Yeah.
Out here.
Okay.
Ikke?
Yeah.
Hvis jeg sætter den her på nu, så er den ude for klippemærket. Centimeter spænd op.
So these are our new turnbuckles. They're from a company called Blue Wave. They are awesome. They're so clean and they're so sleek and they're so pretty. But one of the coolest parts is the chassis of them is actually stainless steel. Our old ones were like a chrome-plated brass, and so they ended up pitting and looking pretty bad after a very short amount of time. But because stainless on stainless can gall and you can get it seized, the threads on the swage and the threads on the toggle are stainless and the chassis is stainless, but then they press fit in a bronze thread. So from here to here is bronze and it's like swaged in there. So you still have stainless on bronze threads so that you'll always be able to get it out. You might get it damaged, but you'll be able to get it out. So these are never going to corrode and kind of get ugly like our old ones did. And they're just so much sleeker and prettier. I'm excited to get these on. And right now behind me, the guys from John Mast are swaging our cables into the end of the top of these so that we can stabilize the mast, so that we can pull the crane off of it and get to tuning the rig.
Vi kan... Der, så skal vi se, hvor man er med. Der skal længere. Good fitness. Here you see the difference in the material. How much it is
Oh yeah, look at that. It
pressed
squeezed
down
it.
here. They were
Yeah,
just
nice.
before.
Nice.
And you maybe make it once more time.
Before we take the lower shrouds, we just want to check that it's within the right angle, then we start tuning it.
Okay.
So, but it looks fine. It's perfect.
The bend and angle that we put into our chain plates is absolutely perfect. The turnbuckles are perfectly parallel. The shrouds are like lining up perfectly with the chain plates, so they're gonna pull evenly on them. It looks really good. All the time and effort we put into like measuring everything is paying off.
Overboard? Ja. Yep. Okay. Ja. Du siger bare til. Ja. Ja, Nolan. Ja, super. That's pretty nice, huh? It's almost too good.
Nice. Oh yeah, it's gonna clear beautifully.
And then if you try and take it down, you can feel the spring and the hydraulic inside.
Yeah. Oh. I'm a mainsail. Nice.
So when you get the sail on and everything, it's gonna lower a little bit.
Yeah,
and
then you put the main sheet on, it puts tension on it.
If you want some the German sheeting,
Yeah, we can.
you can take out the splints here,
Yeah.
and we have some nuts
And go
that
down.
can be
the ice.
screwed on
So
here.
whatever you guys hear, we can make it fit.
All right, so the top shrouds and the lower shrouds are built and they're snug-ish. We'll do the final tuning once we're back in the water. And we're getting ready to build our forestay, which means we can build our roller furler onto it down here on the ground, and then we can hoist the whole thing up into place once it's done. So that's gonna be really cool. We don't have the cable we need for the inner forestay yet, but we also don't have the chain plate we need for the inner forestay yet. So that'll have to wait, but at least we'll have one of them up. And so our mast will be secure enough and we can start measuring for sails.
Say that this is the lace.
Okay. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be about there. Yeah. Pin's good?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Is it okay? Så tager de målet igen indtil nu.
We're aligned. It's time to finish this thing.
We're just gonna get up, have a rope with us to get down.
Yeah,
and push it
to
up.
pull up. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We don't need the two rope. We just need one to get up.
Yeah.
And then we need to hoist it down and then lift it up.
All right, so the forestay is built. The furler is on. It's been measured how many times?
Many
10,
times.
12
10 times.
probably?
Yeah.
So like if it's fucked up now, it's not any of our faults.
No.
And now we're gonna go up the mast and attach it. and then clean up the mast on the way down. Take off all this
We can
nonsense
take
rigging.
the furler, so the top of the furler. We have to finish it up here.
Yeah, there's like a little Allen key that needs to go in there, right?
But then we place the eye from the top here at the mast end. Before we start hoisting.
Yeah.
As soon as you're at the top, you will connect to the mast.
Yeah. Shit. Okay, I'm ready to hoist.
Okay, we're ready here. Yeah.
Okay, it's in.
Is it in? Great.
And the pin is in here. The pin is in here.
Cool. Forestay's attached. Ah, the view from up here is absolutely magnificent though. I kind of missed it.
We have a Forestay.
Beautiful. We have a forestay. We are probably going to get a backstay today. View from the top of the mast is absolutely beautiful. I kind of miss it. It's really cool to like climb up it and see Uma from above. She looks good.
Our mast is officially installed. We have the forestay and the furler installed. We have the backstay installed. We have the shrouds in place. We're not going to be tuning them just yet until we're in the water and the boat is actually floating, but everything is in place. There's one more thing that we're going to be doing on deck, and it's something that John Mast does to protect the inside of the boat and to prevent water from leaking inside of the boat. And its concept is simple and is quite genius actually. At the factory, John Mast, they wedge a foam block inside the mast right underneath the last halyard exit point, and now they're going to be pouring some epoxy on top of that foam in order to seal it. And what that does, it prevents any water from rain or from condensation to go inside the boat and down inside the bilge. Because I can tell you, with our old mast, we had so many little holes all over the place that over time you could definitely tell that there was water seeping in. And it's a tiny bit of water at a time, so you don't notice it, but the bilge was always wet because of that. And so now there's one more reason why our bilge should stay dry. So Morten is grabbing the epoxy now, and I am pretty curious to see how he does it.
And we have the compound here, right? With the two. Then we split it up here. Now we can mix it.
It's black.
It's black, yes.
And then we pour it.
And then we put it in here. Put it good inside the mast here. And then I press it in smoothly. We just filled the resin in the mast. The purpose for this block is that you don't get water in the keel and inside the boat from the mast inside. There are exit, rain can go in here, and it can be water when it condensate. We go from hot temperature to cold temperature and reverse. The water can go in the mast and it will condensate. And if there are no foam block, it will go directly in the boat. Therefore we use it.
And so now if water comes down, it's going to come out of
Yes,
here.
it will run out of this exit here. Within an hour it's hardened enough so we can take this off. Not fully hardened up, but
Nice. Guys, look, it's official. Uma is no longer a powerboat. And it's been such an incredible process to be working with the guys at John Mast, from figuring out what mast profile we wanted to get, which is very, very close to the mast profile we had before, if not almost identical, but where we wanted it to be reinforced and where we wanted it to be lighter and everything that goes onto the mast. It really felt like we were part of the entire process. And I'll tell you that after over 10 years of being on this boat and being involved in the marine industry, it is so rare to find a company that cares personally about their customers and what service that they provide. Also, fun fact, John Mast has been building masts since 1971. That's 1 year before Uma was built. So that's over 50 years of building quality work. And honestly, you can absolutely tell from the professionalism to the craftsmanship to the attention to detail. It all just shines through. And I am so happy, guys. It's every time that I look at our boat and our mast now, I'm almost in tears, and I'm so excited to be out there because we know that we have the best that will take our boat and us to the edge of the world one day. So, on that note, we have a few more steps before we can be in the water, and one of the important ones is to finally be able to measure for sails. So we're gonna do that next week, and until then, cheers! I'm just gonna hug this really quick.
Two.
It's the same vibe.